How to choose a listing agent. This is a great topic, and I think that there's a lot more involved than people really understand. So I'm going to share with you. The first thing you want to do is you want to do a little research on your own. Go online and search who's the best agent in my area, and you'll get a list. And start to look at the reviews, start to see what people are saying about them. After you've read the reviews, now contact them. Pick the 2 out or 3 out that you find that had the best reviews or touched you the most, and give them a call and schedule an appointment for them to come see you. When they come out to visit, you're going to want to ask a lot of questions, and you should have a list prepared. And I'm going to tell you some of those questions. One of the first questions you're going to ask is, how long have you been selling real estate? That makes a difference. So I'm not saying that new or seasoned agents are any better or worse, but it does give you an idea of who you're working with. Next, you're going to want to ask, how many houses have they sold in the area that your house is in? It's really important. You want to make sure the agent is a local expert and knows your market, because they're going to get the best price for your house. The next question you're going to want to ask is, what do you do to get my house sold? What is their marketing plan? And have them show you what their marketing plan is. I will be honest with you, not all agents are created equally. Some are really skilled at marketing, and some really don't understand how it all works, and they've done the best that they can, but you may not get as much exposure as another agent is going to offer you. So make sure you know what the marketing plan is going to be. Next thing the agents are going to do is they're going to go through the comps in the area to show you what has sold, to come up with a price for your home, a fair value. So it is really important that you understand that those comps can't be older than 6 months. It has to do with appraisal values. When you get an appraisal, the appraisal will only go back 6 months. So if they're going back further, those prices are not going to apply to your home, and the appraisal will become an issue. Sometimes a lot of agents, when they're doing comps to tell you a price, they only go over what is sold. Really important that you know what is actively selling in your community and what has gone under contract recently. You can't really price your house on those, but you can see what your competition is. So you'll see ones that are priced high, and you'll see the ones that are pending and they were priced fairly. So you'll know where your range should be. So really important is to understand pricing on a home. When you're pricing your home with the agent that you've chosen, make sure it is priced correctly. If it is overpriced, you will become what's called property worn, and you will actually get less for your house than if you had priced it correctly to begin with. With the agent that you've chosen, you want to make sure they're going over all the documents. There's going to be a lot of documents you need to sign. A listing agreement, a consumer information statement, there's many. So you're going to want to make sure you understand all of those documents, and please do not sign anything without understanding it. Some of the documents that you're going to sign, one is called a consumer information statement. That explains agency relationship. In Delaware, we have dual agency. So that means we can represent both the buyer and the seller. So you need to really understand how that's going to work. Another important form you're going to sign is the actual listing agreement. So this is a longer form. It's not really long. Actually, in Delaware, we're pretty lucky. But you want to make sure that your agent is going through every section, because you want to understand. This is where you're going to put what's included, excluded, how much you're going to be paying your real estate agent. All the details are going to be laid out in this. So this is the most important one for you to sign. You will need to fill out disclosures. So there are several. We have a seller's disclosure, which I have to talk about with you. A lot of people are worried when they fill out the disclosures, but don't be. Disclose, disclose, disclose. You want to make sure everything's on that disclosure, because when the person is buying it and they sign that document, they're saying they're willing to accept the property with the items you have disclosed. Make sure you disclose everything. Some other forms you're going to fill out are going to be a lead-based paint disclosure. So if your home is built after 1978, you're just going to sign that document. But if it is built before 1978, you may have lead in your home. So this is something you're going to want to discuss with your agent. Another one is going to be the radon disclosure. Most homes without basements will not have an issue with radon, because radon does happen in the basement. But again, you need to discuss this with your agent so you understand. But you're going to need to fill out these forms. So in Delaware, we have what's known as the Delaware Uniform Common Interest Ownership Act, also known as DUCIOA. This is very important to you, because in Delaware, we have a lot of communities, and they have HOAs, and they have restrictions and budgets. So this DUCIOA law will allow you as the buyer to read all of those documents. You have 5 days to review them all. And if you're not happy with them, you can actually null and void the contract without any penalty. If you don't null and void it by the 5th day, you will be under contract. So it's very important you make sure you go over all those documents, and if you have questions, get them answered. If you're going with an FHA loan or a VA loan, which are great products, by the way, you're going to have to sign what's called an FHA VA Amendatory Clause. And what this states is the amount of the property that you're buying. It will have to appraise for that amount for the loan to be approved. Along with the Delaware documents, you're going to probably have to sign some of your agent's office documents. This might have an affiliated business arrangement, which means that they work with different businesses in the area and they need to disclose that to you. Another one could be an admin form, which some offices do charge a fee for the admin to work. There's just different ones, so make sure you understand whatever you're signing. If you have any questions, make sure you get them answered.